Mr. Chair, we are now live.
Perfect. Thank you, staff. I appreciate it. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Town of Ajax Committee of Adjustments meeting for this Wednesday, July the 31st, 2024. I call this meeting to order now at 7 p.m. Eastern. This meeting of the Committee of Adjustments is being held in person in the Council Chambers at Ajax Town Hall and is being live streamed for public viewing on the internet pursuant to the Committee of Adjustments Terms of Reference and meeting procedures. If we encounter any technical difficulties, we may take a brief recess while they are resolved. Thank you all for your patience. We'll now proceed with the meeting. For those of us joining in person this evening, if you have not already done so, I ask that you complete the sign-in sheet at the front of the podium. If you wish to speak to an application, please include your email address when you're completing the form. I'll now like to call this meeting to order. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather today is situated within the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas, more specifically the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, signatories of the Gunshot Treaty of 1788 and the Williams Treaties of 1923. This land is and will continue to be home to the Indigenous people. Let us acknowledge the mistakes and traumas of the past through authenticity and support truth and reconciliation. Let us engage and celebrate Indigenous communities by being leaders of action and acknowledging the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples and the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's recommendations towards truth and reconciliation. Let us keep these principles close as we continue towards truth and reconciliation and as we move forward with kindness and respect as a community. Before moving on to the application portion of the meeting, I'd like to confirm from the committee members if there's anybody with any disclosure of interest from in regards to today's applications. Okay, seeing none, we'll proceed. In that case, I will now look for somebody from the committee to put forth a motion or if they have any questions about adopting the meeting minutes from last month's meeting. Ken?
I move adoption of the minutes.
Okay, perfect. Can I get a seconder? Bernadette, thank you. And any comments or discussion on the motion as put forth? Seeing none, then I'd like to call for a vote. Okay. And the vote has been
I didn't get
carried. Okay, sorry. Staff, can we just do a revote on that? I think there may have been an error as indicated by a committee member. jurisdiction and authority from the Planning Act. The committee is responsible for considering applications which seek to authorize the following: minor variances from the provisions of the town zoning bylaw, extensions, enlargements, or variations of the legal non-conforming use of any land, building, or structure, permitting the use of any land, building, or structure for any purpose that, in the opinion of the committee, conforms with the provisions of the zoning bylaw, where the uses permitted in the zoning bylaw are defined in general terms. Consent to sever a new lot from an existing lot. Consent to alter the existing boundaries of a lot, such as lot additions and lot line adjustments. Consent to register rights of way and easements over land. Consent to sell, mortgage, charge, or enter into an agreement for more than 21 years for a portion of land. And validation of land title where there has been an error in the description of land. When considering minor variances, the committee assesses using the following criteria: that the general intent and purpose of both the Town of Ajax official plan and its zoning bylaws are maintained. The proposal is desirable for the appropriate development and or use of the subject land, building, or structure, and that the variance is minor in nature. When considering consents, the committee must ensure proposals conform to the Region of Durham and Town of Ajax official plans and have regard to the matters outlined under the Planning Act. In all scenarios, the committee must ensure consistency with the in effect provincial policy statements and conformity with the in effect provincial plans. The procedure for tonight's meeting will be conducted in the following manner. The applicant and or agent will be called upon, and at their option, they may provide a brief description of the minor variance that's being sought or the consent application that they have applied for. The committee members may ask questions of the applicant and or agent, after which anyone with a direct interest in the application will be given an opportunity to speak either for or against the application, and that could be done live or electronically. Once a motion is put forth by a committee member, however, there will be no further input from the applicant and or agent or anyone else, for that matter, that has interest in the application. After a decision is made, notice will be sent out and there will be a 20-day appeal period. The decision of the committee may be appealed to the Ontario Land Tribunal or the OLT by the applicant or a specified person or public body as outlined in the Planning Act. Please note that third-party appeals, i.e. appeals from any neighboring landowners or members of the public, are not permitted. The decision will become final and binding if no appeals are received during the 20-day appeal period. If a building permit or other approvals are required, they may be filed during the appeal period. However, please note that no permits or approvals will be issued until the appeal period is over and the decision becomes final and binding. Respectful decorum during this evening's proceedings is expected at all times. Let me now take a moment to introduce you to the committee members presiding over the procedure this evening. To my furthest right is Bernadette Santiago, committee member, Lori Roberts, committee member, Ken Elliott, committee member, Tomas Baca, committee member. I'm the chair of the committee, Wasif Ahmed, and to my left is town staff. We have one application this evening in front of us, and this application is A1824 for 2955B Bravo Sea Breeze Road, and the minor application variance is seeking to permit a maximum lot coverage of 44%. Eric, can I confirm that notice was served? And I know there was 2 responses that you had forwarded over to the committee members that we have received. Was there anything else that was received?
Mr. Chair, notice was served, and no, other than the 2, there was nothing else.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you. Do we have the applicant here? Okay, so can I maybe get you to just come up to the podium? And just while you're doing that, have you signed in already on the form? Oh, is there a form not there? We have the contact? Okay, well, there we go. Can I just get you to introduce yourself? Okay, perfect. And you're an agent on the application, or are you the applicant?
The applicant, yeah.
You're the applicant. Okay. Well, good evening, Victor. So, as you can see on the screen here, we've got the application A1824 projected onto the screen. And the committee members here to my right and myself are in receipt